Merry Christmas, Manchester. And what I love about Christmas is we get to celebrate with our family, and not just the gifts, we also get to celebrate Jesus.
Christmas for me is all about family and love and caring and not being alone.
The Christmas means to me that like about food and like meeting all your family and getting the gifts that you want.
Merry Christmas, Manchester.
Hello, I am Louise Wilson and I'm going to be reading work by 1Y Year 7 of Stockport Grammar School to raise money for Wood Street Mission. This is What Christmas Means to Me by Dilys Gibbons. When I think of Christmas, I think of spending time with family and friends and putting smiles on people's faces. It's impossible to escape Christmas. I mean, just after Halloween, the shops are putting up decorations and Christmas songs are blasting out on repeat. But it's what we need. This year more than ever. Christmas trees go up when the weather is cold and colourful lights shine through everywhere in the snowy darkness. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Another thing I associate with Christmas is giving. I like to give cards and presents to people and watch a huge grin appear on their faces. We decorate our dining room doors with all the cards that family and friends have sent, and we stash our presents under the tree. It makes me happy, knowing that so many people have thought of us and we thought of them. And I wouldn't have it any other way. On Christmas Day, we have a big roast dinner with crispy potatoes, juicy turkey, yummy Yorkshire puddings. We're even happy that we have sprouts because we're all sitting together at the table enjoying each other's company, and I wouldn't have it any other way. The true meaning of Christmas is to be grateful and to make people happy. That's how I celebrate it. And I wouldn't have it any other way. That was by Dilys Gibbons. What Christmas Is by Scarlet Cross. To me, Christmas means spending time with family and friends and the people you love. It means enjoying what you have and laughing at your dad's jokes. It's not the presents or food, it's whether I'm happy and whether the people I care about are happy. Christmas is about the small things. Making food, singing along to Christmas songs at the top of your voice, watching Christmas films under a blanket, secretly loving the Hallmark cheesiness, seeing friends and catching up, talking about anything and everything, feeling happy and not alone. It's giving, not getting. When you give something to someone, no matter how small, it's worth everything to see them smile. That was by Scarlet Cross. Well, weren't they lovely by Dilys and Scarlet? It's so nice to hear what they think about Christmas. For me, Christmas is all about giving and the sparkliness all it, and I think we all need a bit of sparkle, especially this year. So I'd like to thank you for listening to these stories, and I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
Hi guys, I just wanted to tell you about some cards that we've been sent in from some of the pupils at St James's C of E Primary School in Gorton. And I've got one here, my favourite colour, green, no less, with a lovely bow on the front. And inside it pops up to have a picture of some of the lovely Christmas things that you can think of. And it's got the words give, love and joy. Now that would be awesome if we could give a little bit of love and a little bit of joy to anyone around us at Christmas time, wouldn't it? Now these are all going to go inside the bags and they're going to go to some of the people that Wood Street Mission are helping this Christmas time. How cool is that?
Hello, my name's Krissi and I'm going to be reading a story for you to raise money for the Wood Street Mission, who help underprivileged families and children across Salford and Manchester, especially at this time of year. If you can spare anything, please do donate to this wonderful charity. Now I'm going to be reading Granigan's Christmas by Rachel Jones. The snow was falling thick and fast, and Grandma was on her way. She was old now, but still lots of fun. Her cheeks were soft and wrinkly, and she sat in her wheelchair at the door, waiting. Atop her head was a green felt cap, and her curls sat just so underneath. She unzipped her handbag and took out her pink lipstick. Bella was always impressed by this trick. Grandma could put her lipstick on without looking in a mirror. It was always perfect. Bella waited at the window for her brother Sam to return. He was 2 years older than her, and he'd gone to collect Gran, or Granigan as they called her, from her house around the corner. The smell of Christmas dinner filled the house, and Bella's tummy began to rumble. What was taking them so long? She pulled the curtain back to look up the road. The snow was sparkling, piled in white peaks around the front garden. Bella ached just looking at it. She ran into the small kitchen and cuddled her mum round the legs. Please, can I go and wait at the front? Please, I won't go onto the road. I just want to be in the snow, Bella whined. Her mother smiled at her and bent down. OK, but don't go past the gate. And put your hat and gloves on too, Mum called after Bella. Bella grabbed her coat, zipped it up with a quick whiz and shoved her hat on her head. She was heading to the front door when her mum came down the hall. Gloves, young lady. Bella giggled as her mum put them on her hands. She paused, then turned round to fetch her own coat. Dinner could wait. It didn't always snow, and she wanted to see Bella's face. They opened the door, and the cold wind rushed around them. Hee-hee! Bella laughed as she ran into the garden. She twirled round and then stopped, feeling the wet mush that had hit her on the cheek. Shocked, she heard her mum laughing. She'd thrown a snowball at her. Right, Bella said, as her mum laughed more. They ran around the garden, scooping up snow and flinging it at each other until they flopped down onto the grass. It's wet, Bella complained. You'll dry, her mum said. Here, watch this. She put her hands down by her sides and then brought them up again. After a few times, she said, Snow angels. Do you want to make one? Yeah, Bella yelled. She was in the middle of making her angel when she heard laughter from the top of the street. She sat up quickly and saw Sam coming with Granigan. Quick, Mum, she whispered. Let's get them. They laughed as they hid behind the front wall. They gathered some snowballs together, squishing them into their hands. Bella leapt from behind the wall, howling with laughter. She took aim and threw a snowball straight at Sam. It got him in the middle of his chest, and he shouted, Oi! Granigan was laughing hard at him, and he said, Right. He wheeled her to the house and up the garden path. Let's get you in, Granigan, and we can finish this, he said. I don't think so, Sammy, she giggled. Hand them over, she said to her daughter. Bella watched as her mum passed some snowballs to Granigan. She sat with her back to the front door, snowball in hand. Sam and Bella exchanged surprised looks before Bella felt the snow plop onto her head. Granigan? Did she dare? Would Granigan mind? She flicked a little snow towards the old lady and it landed on her green hat. Sam stopped, surprised that she dared. Granigan was 85. Wasn't that a bit old for snowball fights? Granigan reached up and waved her hat in the air. I surrender, she laughed. They all smiled together and they turned around to make their way inside to the warm, cosy house. Bella and Sam helped Granigan into her chair in the living room and they all looked at the fire. It was different this year without their granddad. He'd always loved sitting here. Mum came in with hot chocolates and they held them, blowing until the steam abated. They were all silent for a moment, watching the red and yellow flames leaping higher into the grate. Bella looked around at her family. Dad would be home soon from laying the Christmas wreath and they could eat. She realised that she wasn't all that bothered about the gifts, still waiting unopened under the tree. Yesterday she'd been so excited about them. Would they come? Wouldn't they? Now she knew that she'd trade all the gifts in the world for one more cuddle with her granddad. As though she knew what Bella was thinking, Brannigan patted her knee and said, "Cuddle, love?" "I'll squash you," Bella said. "I'm made of stronger stuff than that," Brannigan said. Bella clambered onto her knee and Brannigan wheezed, "Jeez, you've squashed me." They laughed together and Bella hugged her grandma tight. At least she was still here. "It's these little moments that matter, my dear," Brannigan said into Bella's hair. "I know," Bella whispered. "I love you." "I love you, Bella," Brannigan said, and her soft, cold cheek pressed against Bella's young, warm one. They watched the flames flicker and stayed wrapped in their hug. Sam moved to the window and coughed. "It doesn't always snow," he said. His voice sounded lower than usual, and Bella suspected that he was pretending to be tough. He must have been missing Grandad too. "He loved the snow," he whispered. "He did pop it," Brannigan said. "Isn't it lovely?" She struggled to get up, and Bella helped her. They all joined Sam at the window, watching the snow drifting slowly down. "I wasn't sure I'd make it over this year, you know," Brannigan said. "The weather was looking bad. It's icy, but I'm so happy I did. You're my family and we're together. And for me, that makes Christmas so special." Even though she was old and wrinkly and oh so small, they cuddled ever closer to her and held on tight. Mum was the first to break away. "And now it's time for Christmas dinner!" they all shouted together. They moved into the kitchen, Sam and Bella jostling for the best seat. Dad was back, knocking snow from his shoulders and rubbing his hands together to get warm. Mum had piled their plates high with gorgeous hot roast potatoes, steam billowing higher, and the smell of homemade gravy wafting towards them from the boat in the middle. Sam got there first and poured lots of it across his dinner before passing it to Bella. Bella's mouth was watering. She popped a slice of carrot into it. She could never resist that first carrot. "We haven't given thanks yet," Mum said. Bella stopped chewing dramatically and her mum sighed, but happily. Dad was carving the turkey and he winked at her. She turned to Brannigan and they adjusted their Christmas cracker hats to a jauntier angle. "We are lucky to have this food, Bella," her mum said. Bella thought about this and again about her presence under the tree. "I know, Mum. I am grateful for it, for the food and gifts and that," she began. "Hang on," Sam said. "You haven't opened anything yet. It might be lumps of coal." He laughed as she shoved him in the side. "Mainly, I'm glad that we're here together. That's what I'm most happy about, like Brannigan said." Bella smiled shyly. It was rare for her to join in with the grace. Mum looked stunned and was quiet for a moment. Brannigan looked around the table and realised that with her lovely grandchildren around her, she didn't ever have to feel alone. Well, that was just lovely. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas.
Ho, 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 ho!